booty, potentially. My little button. My little fancy button. Good job. You're so brave. So brave. Oh, button's out back. Yeah, she's pecking around now. So she's probably just like, yeah, laid her egg and she's not booty. I just don't want another booty hen. Have to get the little penitentiary set up again, and I just took it down. So the holidays are approaching, and I mean, historically it's been kind of a rough time of the year for my immediate family. I'm gonna try to share some personal stuff just because, you know what, maybe it will help somebody, maybe it'll help me to get some of it out in the open. I basically have been sweeping a lot of stuff under the rug for the majority of my life, and now it's just like I'm just gonna put it out there and put it all out there. So my mom, start with her. She is deep in the throes of severe alcoholism. Okay? She has been for as long as I can remember. I think I started noticing there was something off when I was 6 or maybe even 5 or 6. And then I knew that it was something that we needed to keep secret from the outside world. When I was about probably 7 or 8, I knew my mom was sick. Something. Okay? And I thought that I could fix her. I really put my whole heart and soul into it as a little girl, trying to fix my mom, wondering why the hell I wasn't good enough for her to get better. All right, and I was a child. I didn't have the emotional intelligence or resiliency that I've, gained now at 34. And I fought for her to get better. I'd come home, find her passed out or crying and being, unintelligible in her room after I got home from elementary school, and I'd, brush her hair and lay with her and tell her how much I loved her. And it was always about my dad. Whatever mean thing he had said to her, and I at the time, I thought, I took her word as the truth. Like, wow, my dad's really being mean to my mom, and she's drinking because of it. Well, maybe if, you know, he stops, she'll stop drinking and I can have my mom back. Well, that was not the actual problem. The actual problem was that my mom had no purpose in her life other than me and my brother. And before me and my brother, it was all about her relationship with my dad, which was never good. I was told that, you know, she tampered with the birth control and got herself, you know, pregnant so that he would be bound to her, my children. And I don't think I ever needed to learn that information, but it was rubbed in my face. And so I felt like a burden. Still do. And I know I'm not anymore. But I believed that for the longest time. So I built my walls up really high. And I believed in a self-fulfilling prophecy of trust no one, and you're going to end up alone, and that's okay. Being alone is better than being hurt. We know that's bullshit. And I used to feel really sorry for myself, and my mom still, you know, I felt really sorry for her for being, you know, whatever, raised the way she was raised, or, you know, not having the resource she needed to work through her illness. And yeah, this time of year really brings up all those old wounds and feelings for me, because Christmas and most of my childhood was about the strife between my mom and my dad, and I became a referee for them. And sorry, this is very heavy stuff, but it's the truth. It's my truth, and I want to get my story out there because why not? I've hid from it for so long, and it's not, I didn't do anything wrong. I was a fucking child, you know. I was a little girl who turned to animals in her imagination to escape, to find respite. So it is no wonder that I am up here 4,000 miles away from where I was born and raised, still clinging on to that respite and those animals that brought me so much hope. They're like out there wandering around. I love them so much. And yeah, I just, my whole life orbited around my mom's alcoholism and trying to fight tooth and nail to have my mom be my mom, be worthy of her sobriety. And I never had to do that. But I felt like a unlovable daughter, failure of a daughter. I mean, how can a kid not feel that way after trying and failing in their mind over and over again to save their mom, to just make her snap out of it, to try to build her up while she tore me down while I was trying to build her up. You know, she'd make fun of my appearance, or be vicious about my body to me, and blame me for, you know, oh, after your brother was born, I bounced back, but then after you were born, I never lost the weight again. So then I felt responsible for her being unhappy with her body. And I felt ugly. And I mean, she did countless terrible, mean things that I don't care to dredge up again, because it doesn't really matter, because what matters is she was sick. I was putting myself in the line of fire, trying to get her love and trying to get her healthy. But a little girl is not equipped with the right tools to help an addict who has no self-esteem and who is extremely self-destructive. And yeah, that was a big hurdle for me to get over recently. You know, I just only started therapy for the first time in my life. I was very stubborn, thinking I was that hyper independent, don't need anyone's help, don't want to ask for help, because that's a burden onto others, you know, to ask for other people's help. That's being a burden, that's being selfish. So I just have been white knuckling it my entire life until I moved up here. Okay? And I kept all of this very, very pushed down and very private and close to my chest. You know, I'd let some people have little glimpses of it, but I didn't want to make people uncomfortable or sad. Because it is sad, but I was a victim. And I'm an adult. And now I realize, you know, I don't have to be a victim anymore. I haven't needed to put myself in her line of fire for years. But it was my survival strategy, my coping mechanism, and a lot of my identity was built around that role as the peacekeeper, as the healer, the helper, but also the burden, the black sheep, the failure, the unworthy daughter. And so letting go of that identity, it was hard for me, which is weird, because like, who wants to hold on to those archetypes, you know? It's all I knew, and it's what kept me alive. It's what literally kept me alive. And some of those things that kept me happy and alive, heck yeah, I'm gonna hold on to them. Like taking care of animals. Like my sense of humor, my positivity. I'm gonna hold on to those things. The things I want to let go of, and I've been working on becoming more self-aware so I can catch myself before I, spiral. Be that hyper independence. I don't need that. I have an amazing support network that was always there, but that I kept at arm's length for many, many years. And I don't need to trauma dump on them or anything, but what I can do, this is for me, this is my video diary, my journal. I can trauma dump here and I'm not putting that pain or that heaviness onto anybody in my support network, even though I'm sure they would be willing to hear me out, and they have before. But what I can do is ask them for support in my times of weakness where I feel like I can't uphold my boundaries with my mom. And that's what I've started doing, because I've realized that I love my mother so much that I cannot successfully enforce the boundaries that I tried to implement 2 years ago with her when she moved up here, because I moved 4,000 miles away from her and then she followed. Because I realize now I was her biggest source of fuel, attention, whatever you want to call it. Because that was my role. But now I'm setting down that mantle and it feels terrifying, but exciting and relieving. And the holidays bring up, they dredge up all these memories of her, making it all about her, my dad, while, me and my brother buckled down and tried to just hold tight through the storm. And fuck that, I don't need a fucking storybook Wes Anderson Christmas. I just want to spend it with people who treat me with love and respect like I always deserved, because that's always what I gave. And that feels really good. And I feel really proud of myself for the first time. And that meant blocking my mom and not seeing her, because she's still in the throes of alcoholism, and she's trying to pit my family against each other. She's trying to pit my brother against me against my brother. She's trying to interfere with my marriage. She's spreading lies to try to hurt me in my marriage. And I would never do that to her, ever. And I feel sorry for her that that's what she's resorting to, because I have been the most amazing, devoted daughter to her in her struggle. And the fact that she's not herself, I recognize that, and I've always been very forgiving towards her for that, because this isn't her. But if this is how she is going to be acting, behaving, it doesn't make it hurt or insult any less. It's still not my responsibility to put up with it. Just because I acknowledge that her addiction is running her life doesn't mean I need to take her shit. So this holiday season, in this chapter of my life, it's gonna be a good one. And I grieve every day for my relationship with my mother. Every day. And I've had some wonderful women, mother figures in my life. People who have wanted to step up for me and have stepped up for me. And I have pushed them away. And I'm so sorry for that. I didn't know how to have a mother. but I want to be a mother. And I want to be on this planet enjoying myself and my time and all the love I have in my life. And I'm so sick of pouring my energy and heart and love into a person who wants to tear me down currently. So it's time to put that energy back into the people who I love so much and back into myself. Because you can't really get shit done with an empty cup, an empty tank, you know? So, thank you for listening. And I hope that, I don't know, my story, my words today might have made you feel grateful for your mother, made you feel grateful for your support system, or just your own inner strength and resiliency. And yeah, let's move on. That so much better. Heck yeah. I'm gonna try to make this really, really, really crooked door less crooked. Alright. Wish me luck.
Super critical that I absolutely need you for, but when you're done with the door, if you can just hang out when I'm cutting and adjust the saw horse, help me adjust the saw horses as I need to.
I can do that. I can do that.
Thank you. Forgot about that part before I was doing it by myself. It actually is like that.
Do you want my help right now?
No, I mean, it's nice now where it's easier to see people like adjusting it so they're supported.
Okay.
Pain in the ass. It can wait until the door's closed. I'd rather the door be more stable.
Yeah, the door is kind of really annoying me. I have a feeling it should be an easy fix, but famous last words, you know? I think I know what I have to do. I think that the wire is pulling the door that way.
You're probably right.
And I need to disconnect the wire so the door is its own independent moving thing. I think I did it.
You did it?
I did it, hon.
Nice. Good timing because I am ready for you again.
Yeah, check this out.
Yeah, there's the wire.
It was the wire pulling the frame crooked. The door frame. I mean, it's not fucking perfect, but it's way better. We did it, Elvira! Let's go see.